games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
We're talking about power, we're talking about bling. This is the stuff that puts people in the seats.
Ruth's adoring fans pitched in to gift a crown fit for the home run king.
How come the fans didn't, put something together for me?
They gave you a nice round of applause.
It's like, good job, Carlos.
That man is 42 years old. I'm only 22. Until that man stay on that mound, nobody's going to take me out of this game.
Okay, let me see what I can do about it.
Right now, I feel like I can go over there and go placata right now on the field just because I held this batter, Willie Mays. I'm not giving it back to you. You need it
Not
back?
gonna give it back?
Okay, you can continue talking.
And you're just going to hold on to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hammer and Hank became baseball's all-time home run king.
Hank Aaron flipped the bat, pointed to the outside, and said, "Black it."
Every single Triple Crown winner has been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So
Our game where he went 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, no walks. But here lately, in his last 5 starts, he's sporting an ERA approaching 6.5. And what it comes down to is his command. He's just not throwing enough strikes.
Well, he's ready to work versus Mauricio Dubon. Game 1 in this series. And now for the ball game. First pitch, hot shot up the middle and a base hit into center field. Chatting with Walt Weiss before the game, I said, "Do you like what Dubon's showing you at the top of the order?" As you're without Ronald Acuna, he said, "Yeah, I really like what he's doing at the top of the order. He's got a good energy, and he shows right there, one pitch, and there's the first base hit of the game."
He now has a hit in 14 of his last 16 games with that leadoff single. And that's the way you don't want to start the game as a starting pitcher, is having a ball rifled right back past you.
Runner at first base for Drake Baldwin. 70 degrees at the time of the first pitch. Drake Baldwin takes a ball outside. Started this game up at 7:10 Pacific, 10:10 back in Atlanta, 9:10 Central. And the time of the first pitch brought to you by Schumann Farms. Look for real sweet brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms in a store near you. King out of the stretch. And the pitch on the way to Baldwin. Just missed a little bit outside. And now we have our first ABS challenge. This will be challenged by Rodolfo Duran. So here at the top of the first inning, Padres using an ABS challenge. And the verdict is that is a strike. Very much a strike. That entire ball was in the zone. That sweeper makes it a 1-1 count on Drake Baldwin. Dubon, very average lead at first. Drake reaches and misses that time for a changeup. Okay, so that last start for King, 1 strikeout. You referenced the wild card series. The Braves saw him 2 years ago, and he had 12 strikeouts. Yeah. So when you're telling us about his arsenal after this next pitch, I want to know the difference in what's working versus what isn't when he has a bunch of strikeouts like that. Reach and a miss, good change up there. Maybe that's the answer.
Yeah, that certainly helps. That thing just fell off the table. Michael King likes to play the east-west game, so he's got a ton of movement, especially sideways. 30 inches of spread between his sinker and his sweeper in opposite directions. So it's tough on the batter to make a choice on what he's getting there. But with all that movement, it's really hard to control. And so he's been getting behind and getting in disadvantaged counts, and hitters able to zone him up.
Patting hands of Matt Olson. Matt takes the ball outside. That's sinker 93.
So the sinker, the sweeper, the changeup's going down. And he also features a four-seamer up once in a while and an occasional slider. But those first 3 pitches are his biggest.
So primarily sinker, change, sweeper. 1-0 pitch. And that is missed there. Just a little bit low. Goes for that sweeper. 2 balls and no strikes. For King in his career, this is his 177th appearance. He has a record of 35-35 and a 3.29 ERA. This is his 8th season in the big leagues. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Olson. That popped up way up into the air. About a third of the way down the third baseline. Catcher Duran is under it. It's dropped, and they throw to first base. And they're going to get 1 out at first base. The lead runner Dubon is the man who is out. And safe at first base is Matt Olson. That thing was so high it went out of our sight.
I think that ball beat Matt to first base, and unless Dan Brazell determined he dropped that on purpose. In my opinion, Dubon should be running.
Well, the catcher, Duran, was in foul ground until the very last minute, then drifted back across the third baseline and hit his mitt in fair territory, and then landed on the dirt right in front of the plate. First pitch misses to Ozzie Albies. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Duran's going to fidget with his equipment a little bit. He seems to be ready now. Runner at first, 2 down, no score in the top of the first inning. Albies batting .284 on the season. Offering on the way, a little bit low and outside. For Michael King, he was primarily a reliever from 2019 through 2023. That's when he was with the Yankees. He became the starter in 2024. You were teammates with him in New York, weren't you?
I was. He was just a young buck then.
2-0 pitch on the way to Albies, and it's a fly ball towards deep center. Sprinting back, Merrill still back, goes to the warning track, squares up to it, makes the catch about 5 feet in front of the wall, and that ends the top of the first inning. So the Braves get a hit, nothing more. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Braves nothing, and the Padres coming up when we come back.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Bonds would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo.
$444 now through June 30th, only from the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
Great to be with you tonight. Game 1 in this series and Game 1 of this 2-city road trip. Braves out here on the West Coast taking on the Padres for 3. We'll have an off day on Thursday and then be in San Francisco this weekend. Of course, we'll have all that action for you this entire trip. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Here's the leather for Atlanta. Matt Olson at first base, Ozzie Albies at second. Jorge Mateo is the shortstop, and Austin Riley is at third base. In the Braves outfield, Mauricio Dubon in left field. Michael Harris in center. Mike Yastrzemski is in right field. Catcher is Drake Baldwin, and on the mound, Grant Holmes. Right-hander ready to go to work versus Fernando Tatis. Here's his first pitch, and a fastball misses the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes on Tatis. It'll be Tatis, followed by Jackson Merrill and Manny Machado here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 pitch. There's a called strike. Got the sinker over. Grant, 6 feet tall, 230 pounds, the righty out of Conway, South Carolina. 30 years old, making his 15th start of the season. 4-3 his record, and a 4.33 ERA. 1-1 pitch, swung on, miss. Good fastball there. Well, Holmes, the last time we saw him was versus San Francisco on the 16th. Pitched 2 innings, and then the skies opened. And we were washed away and resumed that game the next day, and he went just 2 innings of that game. 1-2, check swing, didn't go, and a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. So he's probably feeling pretty fresh after going just 2 innings that last turn.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad for Grant last start. He had to pitch in the driving rain. Really tough to spin a breaking ball in those conditions. Looking for a better outcome here today.
2-2 to the plate. Low and outside with a slider.
And for Grant, it comes down to limiting the walks, limiting the home runs. He's got those nasty breaking balls. He has to throw just enough fastballs to get them off of those and then spin those late in the count for the strikeouts.
Ready with a 3-2 pitch. Tatis with a little poke foul on the first base line. That lands on the grass in between the bag and the sidewall. Yeah, that last turn for Grant, 2 innings before the game was washed away. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts on a night where it was really hard to make the ball spin. He has just 1 win in his last 5 starts and a 5.48 ERA in that span. Looking for a good one tonight. 3-2 pitch. Tatis hits one in the air to left field, and that laser beams down for a base hit. Leadoff single for Tatis. Worked the count full, and then put the barrel right on it to left field. So for Tatis, he has now reached base in 16 consecutive games and is hitting over 340 in that span. So while he doesn't have a whole bunch of homers this season, been very consistent at the plate.
He sure is. He's turned into sort of a contact hitter this year. But he's hitting consistently, getting on base. That's what you ask of your leadoff man.
Runner at first base for Jackson Merrill, left-handed hitting center fielder. Takes the ball a little bit low. This is a Padres team that, as Darren mentioned, is last in the big leagues in runs. They're last in slugging and so many other offensive categories, and it just doesn't match the lineup that they have out there. Pick off over to first base, close play, and he's back in there with a dive. For instance, Fernando Tatis has just 2 home runs this season. Jackson Merrill hitting just .216. Manny Machado, of all people, hitting just .179. Xander Bogaerts hitting .230. So some of their biggest names just haven't been going yet. No score, bottom of the first inning. 1-0 to Merrill. Fouled back into the screen, 1-1. Holmes trying to keep them quiet offensively in this one and go deep in a game. He's failed to go 5 innings in 6 of his 14 starts. And so many times it's walks and homers, like Darren mentioned, that do him in, driving up that pitch count. Big lead at first base for Tatis. 1-1 pitch sent down the right field line, a foul ball. Hooked it deep down the line, just missed extra bases.
Yeah, this park certainly is a part of that. You know, the cool air here at San Diego, especially in night games, it's a below average hitter's park. And that's part of it. They play half their games here, so those offensive numbers will be suppressed just a touch.
A ball and 2 strikes on Merrill. Holmes to the plate, and he sends it foul into the seats down the left field line.
But certainly they expected more out of their offense this season. First-year hitting coach Steve Souza Jr. really has his work cut out for him, trying to figure out these veterans and how to get them going.
No score, bottom of the first. Pick off to first base. Tatis back in there with a dive. Well, you can show me these numbers all day long. I'm still not going to believe it. And I want to see these names in there and knowing what they're capable of.
Yeah, I agree. This is a dangerous lineup. Really skilled hitters, top to bottom.
Merrill, 8 homers this season. He swings and misses that time. And Grant with his first strikeout. Got him with a slider. And that's our Gas South bringing the Heat strikeout. Just like Grant Holmes, Gas South is bringing the Heat with no deposits, no hidden fees, and simple natural gas rates. Tatis had bluffed at first base, so Holmes was ducking after throwing that pitch because Baldwin came up looking to throw somewhere, and Tatis safely got back to first base. 1 down for Manny Machado. Holmes brings him. And a strike on the inside corner. Like I mentioned, Manny Machado, and we have an ABS challenge here. It was called a strike, and Machado doesn't like it, so we have an ABS challenge brought on by Machado, and he is wrong. That was a strike. So that call is confirmed, and the Padres lose an ABS challenge. A 1 from Holmes. Swung on a fly ball towards right field. Mike Yastrzemski over to his left, makes the catch about 25 feet from the foul line. And 2 down. Yeah, Manny Machado, like I mentioned, hitting under 180. That's the lowest among major league qualifiers in average. And Craig Stammen was recently asked about it, said that he hasn't been moved down in the lineup because he trusts Manny Machado. I think he's kind of at that breaking point right now, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, Craig Stammen, first-year manager as well. Yeah, you have to show some trust in your franchise cornerstone, Manny Machado, and that trust is probably being tested right now.
Bat in the hands of Gavin Sheets. Pick off to first base. Tatis back in there with a dive.
I think San Diego in the last 5-7 years has been a hub for drama. A lot of drama out here with this club, and so Craig Stammen has a tough assignment managing these guys.
There's a called strike on Gavin Sheets. Yeah, sometimes it might qualify as babysitting, the way things have been around here in recent years.
And managing, it's not just players. You got to manage personalities.
0-1 pitch. Sheets takes the ball outside. Grant Holmes making the 63rd Major League appearance of his career, 10-13 with a .396 ERA in his career. In his third season in the big leagues and seeing the Padres for the third time in his career, second time as a starter. 1-1 fouled back into the screen. Grant made one relief appearance against the Padres and one start, and they both came last season. The start was May 24th last year, and it was one of the best starts of his entire career. Went 7 innings, giving up 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Got a win. That was a game in Atlanta. Tatis dancing at first base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slider low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The one relief inning was opening day here last season. That's the only other time he's been on this mound in San Diego. No score, bottom of the first. Tatis a lead at first base on the 2-2 pitch on the way. He swings and pops it up foul, drifting left and into the seats down the third base line and out of play. Holmes walks back up the front slope of the mound, number 66 on his back. Long curly brown hair out from the back of his navy cap and falling past his shoulders. He comes set right at the letters. And the pitch on the way to the lefty Gavin Sheets. Now pick off over to first base, keeping a close eye on Tatis. Tatis back in there with a dive.
Yeah, Tatis does have 18 stolen bases, but he's been caught 8 times, so not a great success rate. And he's been working really hard over there to time up Grant Holmes.
2-2 to the plate. Check swing. They appeal. He did not go. Boy, that was close. So now the count runs full. Tatis can take off now. No score, bottom of the first inning. Runner at first, 2 down. Gavin Sheets, a .230 hitter with a lot of power. He's hit a dozen bombs this year. Runner goes 3-2, check swing, got him. That time the slider did the trick, put the coin right in the slot. And he gets his second strikeout. So a leadoff single, and that's it. We go to the top of the second, no score.
Hey Braves fans, make sure you're hitting on all cylinders this season. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for home run service. Just slide on.
It's high and it is gone. Line drive home run for Kyle Schwarber, number 25 to lead Major League Baseball.
Well, Nasim Nunez is showing off his range with a great catch right there and his wheels.
Nasim Nunez is 2 for 2 with 2 triples here tonight.
He did it again! One night after hitting for the cycle, another leadoff home run for Pete Henry Crow Armstrong. Drake Baldwin to straightaway center field. Welcome back, young man. 473 feet.
10 strikeouts along the way. He has retired 19 of the last 20 Orioles hitters he has faced. That's going to be it for Logan Gilbert tonight, who is absolutely sensational.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Into the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge by visiting braves.com/stolen base challenge. Michael Harris leads off, about to get a look at Michael King for the first time on the evening from Michael Harris, that is. Michael King making his third career appearance versus the Braves and his second start. There's the first pitch of the inning. There's a called strike on Harris. In the regular season, Michael King has never beaten the Braves. No record and a 4.26 ERA in 2 appearances, but he had a terrific start versus the Braves in 2024 and earned a win. That'll be swung on miss. That was in the wild card series. 2024 postseason. 7 shutout innings and a dozen strikeouts in that game for King. That was game 1 of that series. Braves lost the next night and were eliminated. 0-2 pitch. Misses low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, certainly a great start from King. He was throwing significantly harder then. He's lost a couple miles an hour. Had a tough season last year with injuries, specifically his right throwing shoulder, and that can always take a toll on your zip, on your fastball.
There's his 1-2 pitch. Michael Harris takes a changeup low and inside. Yeah, I remember that night. Number 1, he was throwing very hard, and everything was moving very wild.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like you couldn't pinpoint anything. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Michael Harris. Off the plate that time with a changeup.
And he's got a low arm slot, and he rotates horizontally quite a bit, and that produces a lot of sideways movement, and that's a challenge to locate and also a challenge to hit.
3-2 pitch, and Harris is going to line one out towards left field, and that humpback liner's down for a base hit. One opposite in front of Samad Taylor in left field. Leadoff single here in the second inning for Michael Harris. Braves with 2 hits in the game. They had a leadoff single in the first inning by Mauricio Dubon. And now Austin Riley climbing in, looking to do some damage here versus King. Mentioned that King is out of Rhode Island, played his college ball at Boston College, and was originally drafted by the Marlins. Here's the first pitch to Riley. He swings and misses a fastball. He was a 12th round pick in 2016 by the Marlins. And a year later, he was traded to the Yankees. And then in 2023, he was traded from the Yankees to the Padres in the Juan Soto deal. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of a sinker. And it seems like he's found himself a home here in San Diego. Not just the fact that he's been here for a few seasons, but in their rotation, where he was a reliever with the Yankees. No score, top of the second. 0-2 to Riley. Line shot into left field past a lunging Manny Machado. Got an 0-2 sweeper. That's a good sign. Put good wood on it. Braves have back-to-back singles here on the top of the second. They're in business here with Ben at first and second base.
Yeah, that ball was just 2 steps to the left of Manny Machado, and he's a perennial Gold Glove contender. So to get it past him at that close proximity, that means you absolutely smoked it.
Two-men aboard for Dominic Smith. Trying to give the Braves the early lead. King reaches into a black glove. First pitch is a little bit off the plate. When King is out of the stretch and he comes set, he does a half squat, and then pops right back up and then delivers it, but he does it every single time. One-0 pitch. Low and in. I remember seeing Jordan Romano did that in years past with Toronto. And it's just a mechanism that some of these pitchers use. And for King, he does it every single time he's in the stretch. Comes set, half squat, straightens, set right at the letters, and the 2-0 pitch. And Dominic with a check swing, ground ball out to short. Bogarts has it, goes to second. They get one. That's it. So they cut down Riley on a 6-4 putout. Fielder's choice for Smith. Runners at first and third, one down for Yaz.
Some of those funny movements you see out of a pitcher, are to hide the grip changes he's making in the glove, because teams have gotten so adept at picking out those tells and having an idea of what pitch is coming. So a lot of guys will have to introduce a silly movement like that to move it and mask what their hand is doing in their glove.
That makes a lot of sense. And we've also seen pitchers kind of flex their hands inside the glove and flop it around sometimes. Runners at the corners for Yaz. First pitch he sees and a soft tapper back to the mound. Holding at third base, Harris. King has it, throws to first base, gets the out. Down to second base for Dominic Smith on a 1-3 putout.
A couple soft ground balls these last 2 outs, and that's what King does well. When he's feeling it, it's a lot of ground balls and a lot of soft contact. Even though he has been struggling this year, the average exit velocity is still very low.
So now 2 down and runners in scoring position at second and third for Jorge Mateo. First pitch to Jorge is a called strike. Well, if you're looking to turn things around, this will be a great opportunity because, as you mentioned in our open, the Braves have really struggled with runners in scoring position the last week and a half. Hitting 169 in the last 10 games with runners in scoring position. A 1 swing and a miss at a sweeper. Now that's a number where the Braves have been so good all year. In fact, in April and May, led the big leagues in that department, but here in June, definitely cooled off.
Yeah, still ranked third in the league, hitting 277, but that has certainly come down quite a bit.
0-2 to Mateo. He swings and hangs alive, fouls it back into the seats to our right. Mateo, 30 years old, from the Dominican, started his big league career as a Padre. Made his debut in 2020 with San Diego and played here in parts of 2021 before moving along to Baltimore. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung on at a bullet high in the air to deep center field, but in line with Jackson Merrill. Makes the catch. If he hits that to either side of Merrill towards one of the gaps, it's likely 2-0, but he hit it right to the center fielder. And the Braves ran runners at second and third.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
It's high and it is gone. Line drive home run for Kyle Schwarber, number 25 to lead Major League Baseball.
Well, Nasim Nunez is showing off his range with a great catch right there and his wheels.
Nasim Nunez is 2 for 2 with 2 triples here tonight.
He did it again! One night after hitting for the cycle, another leadoff home run for Pete Henry Crow Armstrong. Drake Baldwin to straightaway center field. Welcome back, young man. 473 feet.
10 strikeouts along the way. He has retired 19 of the last 20 Orioles hitters he has faced. That's going to be it for Logan Gilbert tonight, who is absolutely sensational.
Petco Park. Have you ever seen so many white caps in your entire life in one place?
Only in the ocean, buddy.
Ballparks wearing the exact same cap.
It is a bit surreal.
When you look around, that's the only thing I start seeing.
It's like a love ballad where everybody has their phones out, but it's just hats. It's
That's
all
right.
white hats.
This wasn't some giveaway where it's the first 10,000 or 15,000. There's 40,000 white caps in here tonight for the first game of this series. It'll be France, Bogarts, and Wagner for the Padres at the bottom of the second. Back to work is Grant Holmes and a ground ball to the left side. That'll be taken by Mateo. Long throw, nice play. Well, that was just about a head knocker between Riley and Mateo. They were coming together. Austin to his left, Jorge to his right. And once they crossed there, and I wasn't sure who had it until I saw the ball come out of Mateo's hand.
Yeah, really nice play. Good thing Mateo's got that strong throwing arm. You know, he's way over where Austin normally plays, and he's making an off-balance throw.
I love watching Mateo throw, man. He's got a cannon. One out for Xander Bogaerts. First pitch fastball misses outside. Folks, the original Louisiana hot sauce keeps the flavor. Bases loaded with 3 simple ingredients: peppers, vinegar, and salt. And flavor that always hits is exactly why the original Louisiana hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. Pitch misses there. 2 balls and no strikes. It's Louisiana hot. Buy you some. No score, bottom of the second. Bogaerts 8 homers this season. There's the 2-0 pitch. And he takes a sinker low and inside.
And we're just 6 batters into this game, but Grant Holmes is throwing a lot of sinkers, and that's an adjustment. I was wondering if he was going to attempt a 4-seamer. It's got some pretty tough numbers on it here recently. He's trying to throw a little more wiggle in it.
There's a called strike.
And, you know, broken bat, ground ball out there by Ty France. I'd love to see more sinkers out of him.
That's a good adjustment. Ready with a 3-1 pitch, right on right matchup. Here it comes, and he missed the inside corner with a fastball. First walk allowed by Holmes. Down to first base for Bogaerts, and with 1 down, here comes Will Wagner. For the Padres, who mentioned they're 2 games over 500, 39 and 37. They're in second place in the West, 9 games back of the Dodgers. And they just finished up a 3-city road trip. Pitch on the way to Wagner. There's a liner out towards second, past Ozzie Albies, and a base hit into center field. Down to second base for Bogaerts on the single by Wagner. Just out of Ozzie's reach as he was going to his right. And now the Padres have him at first and second. 1 out for Rodolfo Duran. Now the Padres coming off a road trip that saw them go to Baltimore, St. Louis, and Texas. They went 4-5. And it certainly doesn't get easier because they come home as they have the Braves for 3, followed by the Dodgers. Duran takes a ball down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Padres have gone 7-11 in the month of June. They actually climbed into first place for a few days in May, most recently on May the 18th. And since they reached first place, they've gone 10-19. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little foul ball over by the Braves dugout. 1-1.
Yeah, the Padres haven't hit it all this year, but they had great starting pitching. And lately that starting pitching's been faltering. And that's what happens when you can't hit and you can't get a good start out of your rotation.
Runners at first and second, 1 out. 1-1 to Duran. Missed the inside corner with a sinker. Oh, and it's a team that knows success. They've been in the postseason for the last 6 years. Made it as far as the NLCS a few years back. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball out to short. Mateo has it. Goes to Ozzie. They get 1. He whips it over to first base, and they get 2. Inning-ending double play. About Grant getting a few ground balls there in the second inning. And that double play that ends the thread there in the bottom of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the third. No score.
Strike 3. Good calls. They're great in baseball games.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah. I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Jammed and a little pop-up. Everybody's coming, but the pitcher wants it. Now he's going to give way. What's he doing? It's going to be dropped.
Keystone Cops on the infield for the Rockies.
Isbell's got to beat him. Battling the sun. He bobbles and recovers.
That's a highlight tape and a heck of a catch.
That went straight lawn dart. It's in the ground.
On guard.
That's it.
She comes off that stool down there and makes a nice catch, a hot line drive.
And Vladdy's applauding.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Hey, good try on that, baby. I went, go back, boy. Hey. Vamos.
Three night games here in San Diego, and then we go to San Francisco. And hopefully a successful road trip for the Braves. That last road trip here in the month of June was a tough one in Chicago and New York. And the Braves have lost 4 of their 5 road games so far this month, but looking for a turnaround. Back to the top of the order to Mauricio Dubon. He's singled to the first pitch of the game. First pitch he sees is taken for a called strike.
Yeah, let's hope this road trip goes a little smoother than the last one, just in terms of the travel and the weather. That could be so disruptive when you have weather like they did last road trip.
Yeah, it was a bumpy ride all the way through. Well, one misses outside, 1-1. And I know that at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to hear that, and they say, look, you got a job to do, get out there and get it done. But these are human beings, and some stretches are more difficult than others when it comes to the travel. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Dubon takes the ball a little bit low and outside. I'll say this, if we have bad weather on this road trip, I'm going to be absolutely stunned.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to be trying to find the person that's sticking the pin in the voodoo doll for us at that point. Because you expect perfect weather anytime we come out here, and so far we've not been disappointed. There's a called strike, 2-2. Sun setting down the left field line. A little bit of sunshine still hitting the top rows down the first base and right field lines. There's the 2-2 pitch. And Dubon chops one big out to second. Waiting on the second bounce and gloving and firing now is Will Wagner. That's in time for the out. That was a big kangaroo hop out there to second base. And it came down just in time for Wagner to make the play, 1 down.
Hey, just talking about the weather, I think that's why this place is. We talked to manager Walt Weiss. It's his favorite road city. I think a good proportion of the team, if you surveyed them, would say San Diego, because it's just so consistently beautiful here.
Yeah, I believe it. Drake Baldwin swings and misses. And it's no wonder that they're selling this place out every single night. I mean, they've fallen in love with this team over their last 4 or 5 years, all the success that they have had. But when you have perfect weather every single night, where else would you rather be than the ballpark? There's the 0-1 pitch. Baldwin pulls it foul in the right field line.
And that's what another factor in this being a player favorite is the vibes here. I mean, there's just so much energy in the park now. It feels like a special place to play. Maybe not, Reagular or Fenway with the history, but it feels like a destination in the major leagues, somewhere you enjoy being.
It has really transformed downtown in this city, this ballpark has. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Baldwin takes a called third strike. Sinker 93 locked him up. Second strikeout by King, and both have been to Baldwin.
Yeah, Drake just 2 for 24 with 13 strikeouts since he's returned from that oblique injury. So it's got to shake off the rust here.
That sinker had a ton of movement on it. 2 down for Matt Olson. No score in the top of the third. Olson swings and fouls one back. Now, Monday night here in downtown San Diego, and the place is absolutely slammed. And that Gallagher Square out beyond center field on the other side of the batter's eye, it's slammed out there too. 0-1 to Olson. And Matt chops one out towards first. That takes a hop right next to the bag and then into the glove of Ty France. takes to the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the third put together by Michael King. We're off to the bottom of the inning. No score in San Diego.
Braves fans, are you ready to step up your style this season?
1-0, crack to deep center field. Varsho going back as far as he can go, and Legaliers has a grand slam. 6-2 A's. Shea's third home run of the series is a grand slam, and they have blown this game wide open and in grand fashion.
You could describe Tulsa as a big small town or a small big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. It was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. The black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
The Braves could pick up a game on the Phillies. Our first glance at the Saya out-of-town scoreboard. Saya, the official freight carrier of the Atlanta Braves. Nationals defeated the Phillies 4-1 tonight as they started up that series in Washington, D.C. Also, the Marlins defeated at home by the Rangers 4-3. A lot of finals, of course, around Major League Baseball already as we're out here on the West Coast. Showing bunt and pulling back is Samad Taylor. 1 ball and no strikes on him. It'll be Taylor, Tatis, and Merrill for the Padres in the bottom of the third. Offering to Taylor. And a ground ball foul on the third baseline, 1-1. For Samad Taylor, he's played 13 games with the Padres since being recalled, and he's hitting almost .380 in that span. 12-game hit streak for this guy.
Yeah, 11 runs in 13 games. That's quite an injection of offense.
1-1 pitch. There's a called strike. And all for a guy batting ninth. No breaks. Like we mentioned earlier, the Padres towards the bottom in just about every offensive category, but you wouldn't know it by looking at their names. There's a ball a little bit low and outside, 2-2.
Taylor, a speedy outfielder, and you mentioned how well Tatis Jr. has been hitting in the leadoff spot, so you put those two together. Samad Taylor is acting like a second leadoff man.
2-2 struck him out. That time went down with a slider. Chase and miss by Taylor. Back to the top of the order to Tatis. Folks, you need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget, and we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference so you can save energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy. Tatis extended his on-base streak back in the first inning, had a single. And he was left stranded at first base. Takes a strike on the outside corner. He is now 22 for his last 63 in this 16-game on-base streak. 7 extra base hits in that span. 0-1 pitch, bounced up there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, this has been the challenge for Grant Holmes this year. The second time through the lineup. First time through the lineup, batter's hitting .198 with just 2 home runs. Second time through, .320 with 10 home runs. He's got to figure out a way to keep that dominant second time through the lineup.
1-1 pitch and a ground ball out to second base. Routine play for Ozzie Albies. He throws over to first base. And 2 down in the inning. Do you think that Grant showing significantly more sinkers that first trip through is part of that adjustment?
Yes, I do. I think it's a nice move, especially some of these Padres, especially the powerful righties, have longer swings. Very powerful swings, but longer swings. So that brings the sinker into play because it's harder to make that late adjustment to that lateral movement.
2 down for Jackson Merrill. First pitch misses.
And not just that, now they have another fastball to worry about the second and potentially the third time through the order.
Yeah, I think that's a really good adjustment. No score, bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch and a chopper weakly out to first. Olsen has got it. Underhand toss to Holmes. He's there. And down they go 1-2-3. A switch third for Holmes. We go to the top of the fourth inning. No score in San Diego.
Boomer is the dog. Then he looked good. I just followed his pitch all the way. And there he is. Boomer's dad.
That was kind of a change from the everyday thing that we normally do as far as baseball cards are concerned.
Hey, I have a Labrador. Where's my card?
You know, a little bit different, and it turned out to be a fun experience.
It was just when the camera crew tried to leave that there was a problem. You can't leave.
In this game, you've got to keep your eye on the ball, but it's harder than it looks.
A little league error there gives Jackson an extra 90 feet.
The action has defied all prediction.
And he tried to put it back in the glove. Oh, that's a great move.
What just happened? You can never be sure of anything in this strange game of baseball.
He hit the pole that was that hole, the netting.
And speaking of strange things,
Geraldo Perdomo darts out of the dugout, cuts off Mr. Red and Rosie Red. Curveball got away. Wow.
But that pitcher takes his eye off the ball.
From flubs to flair, let's check out some fine fielding affairs.
He did it again!
Junior dives like Superman. Oh!
Robbed by Marcy in center!
Going, man, you're gone.
Gone to the warning track, makes the over-the-shoulder grab.
Nunez from the shortstop side of the bag. Pops up and throws out Bobby Witt. To the left center, Jake Myers! What a catch!
How about that?
Ozzie Albies getting off of the Braves, 4, 5, and 6 in the order. It's great to be with you tonight here on a Monday evening from San Diego alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. This ballpark right down here in the Gaslamp District in downtown San Diego. Ozzie 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Michael King back to work. First pitch swinging, fly ball towards center field. Jackson Merrill in and to his left makes the catch. Down one away in the fourth inning. Northside Hospital Cancer Institute, one of the nation's leading and largest cancer programs. Northside is built to beat cancer. These two pitchers have been mirroring each other here early. First couple of innings, both were pitching with men on base, got through the jams unscathed. Both had a very quick 1-2-3 third inning. Michael Harris takes the ball low and outside. Michael Harris singled in the second. He was left stranded at third base. That second inning was when the Braves had their closest call to scoring versus King. 1-0 to King, and there's a high fly ball out towards deep right center field. Going back now to the wall. Merrill, he leaps and brings it down. Well, that guy knows the real estate out there in center field, doesn't he?
Sure does.
He navigated that perfectly. That was scalded by Harris to deep right center. And Merrill going back into his left, knew exactly where he was. A leap right at the wall and brings it down. Watching the replay of where he caught it, that probably would have hit off the wall on the fly. That's a 6-foot wall out there in right center field. He never even had to look down to see where he was. He knew exactly where he was. There's a called strike on Austin Riley.
Yeah, running at that speed, he probably had 2 steps on the track before he had to jump and hit the wall. And these guys know, like you mentioned, he knows this territory very well.
Going to Riley over for a called strike.
But, you know, if the Braves infielders go to a field they've never played at, they'll go do that during batting practice. See how many steps it takes them before they have to jump to, you know, hit the wall.
0-2 from King. Check swing. He went. What was that, a 6-pitch inning? He just blitzed right through the Braves there in the top of the 4th inning. I think our commercial break was longer than the top of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th, no score.
Hey Braves Country, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I trust the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves, Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With hundreds of convenient locations, all-star custom
3-2 pitches with traffic. This ball hit deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. It's a one-run game. Second deck for Hunter Goodman, his first of the year.
Now you get the future Hall of Famer in for Hunter Goodman. Last year's Silver Slugger, the National League as a catcher, just a rolling curveball. You hang it, Hunter Goodman's going to destroy it.
That thing went 435 feet.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like big league card. Obviously as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Watch membership tomorrow. Learn more at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves. Machado 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. He digs in here. The first pitch he sees is a ball low. 1 ball and no strikes on Machado. He's average at 179 entering the action tonight. Holmes brings his 44th pitch of the game, and Machado swings and misses at a good slider.
That average being that low is very shocking. Machado's been one of the most consistent players in the league since he's come in 25 to 30 home runs a year.
1-1 pitch and foul. He's a career 275 hitter over a 15-year career.
Yeah, that's why it's shocking. There's some rumors he went and worked with a new hitting instructor this offseason, Aaron Judge's hitting coach, teacher man. It's a very unique way to do it mechanically, and apparently he is trying to unlearn what he learned this offseason to get back to the way he used to hit.
1-2. And there's a high fly ball to deep center field. Going back Harris towards the wall. That is out of here. Machado puts one into the bullpen. It's his 14th homer of the season. And he did a pretty good job of showing how he used to hit with that swing right there. It's 1-0 Padres. That exact reason I said I don't trust these numbers and these rankings for the Padres simply because of the names in the lineup, especially that guy.
Yeah, that was a mistake pitch for sure. Slider about belt high out over the plate. And Manny has one of those swings I was referring to earlier. Likes to get extended a little bit longer, but very powerful.
1-0 San Diego. Ball low and inside of Gavin Sheets. That was the 383rd homer of Machado's career. He's getting closer and closer to 400. 1-0 to Sheets, and he swings and misses. Another sinker that time out of Holmes. Going back to what you and I were talking about in the bottom of the third inning, it was good to see so many more sinkers out of Holmes. I would hope that would make him less identifiable that second trip through. And he can use a few more sliders and fastballs to his advantage. 1-1, a little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. Because like you mentioned, those numbers, the second trip to the order have been very ugly for Graham.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you hate to see it coming. Unfortunately, it's happened quite a bit this year where he just finds one inning where he can't throw strikes.
2-1 pitch off the plate, 3-1.
And then he gets behind in the count as he is here, and he has to come back in the zone to avoid a walk. And that's hard to do.
He's walked one batter in the game. And he's now walked 2 batters in the game. Slider low and inside for ball 4. So a homer and a walk. Going back to a point that you made before the game, a lot of times those two come in bunches together.
Yes, they do. Yeah, you get a home run and then you get tentative and you don't want to give up another homer, so you try to make the perfect pitch. Then there comes the walk.
Ty France takes a called strike.
And now you think, well, I don't want to walk another guy. And then you come back to the heart of the plate and the ball gets hit hard again. So it takes some mental fortitude. And Grant's very aware of this trend the second time through the order. He absolutely knows all about it.
0-1 pitch. Swung on miss. Went up away with a good fastball.
He's throwing his curveball about half as much as he did last year. And for me, I'd love to see him throw more of those as well. It's just another thing for the hitters to worry about. And I think that's why he struggles the deeper he gets into the game.
0-2 to France. This tie 1-2. One nothing San Diego. A home run by Manny Machado here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Is the only run of the game thus far. Modest lead at first base by Gavin Sheets. And the 1-2 pitch fouled off into the screen. These Padres under the leadership of first-year manager Craig Stammen. His career ended as a player in 2022 after 13 seasons in the big leagues. And we remember him well, several years with the Nationals and also these Padres. 1-2 pitch is high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He joined the staff here as an assistant 2 years ago, and this past offseason promoted to manager. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. That'll be sent foul into the seats down the right field line. Stammen, 42 years old. He's from Ohio, went to the University of Dayton.
It was a bit of a shocking hire around MLB. Not many pitchers get a shot to be managers. He's the only one in the major leagues right now.
2-2 line drive out to short. Mateo has got it. A leap into the air, and he snow-coned it out at shortstop. One down in the 4th inning. He was ready to gun over there to first base in case Sheets was too far away. And that athletic catch made by Mateo will serve as our Truist play of the game. Brought to you by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. You don't see too many former pitchers become managers.
No, you don't.
There's a ball. I think for the longest time, Bud Black was about the only one in the league. You know, he's out of there in Denver. Now you have Stammen here in San Diego.
I mean, half your team is hitters, and you've never done it.
1-0 pitch. Called strike on Xander Bogaerts.
That's why you see so many managers that were catchers, right? Because they have a taste of both sides of the gameplay. Pitchers a little taller task to relate to the hitters.
1-0 Padres, bottom of the 4th. Holmes 1-1 pitch, low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. How do you think you'd do as a manager?
There would be a lot of balls dropped. Let's just say that. I don't know if that suits my organizational skills.
I was about to say, admittedly, organization isn't your strong point.
I do fine with the media.
Yeah, you would.
No problem. I can manage a bullpen, so those are the 2 biggest requirements. Managing divas isn't my cup of tea.
2-1. Boy, that looked good. So good that it's going to be challenged by Drake Baldwin. Braves have both their ABS challenges remaining. Let's see if that remains the case. That was a strike. So Drake is right on that one. That'll be overturned. I mean, just a stitch of that baseball caught the zone. But Drake saw it. And a 2-2 count now on Xander Bogaerts. Runner at first, one down. 2-2 from the righty. Serve foul into the seats down the right field line.
How do you think I'd do as a manager?
I think you gave a very honest and accurate assessment of how you would do.
Okay.
I think you'd be good inside the clubhouse with most of the guys, because you are really good in groups and in crowds. I think you do a really nice job of the clubhouse. 2-2, missed the inside corner, 3-2. I think the team would enjoy playing for you. I know you'd be really enjoyed by the media.
Yeah.
I think you'd be charming with the media.
You know, that means a lot. I might have to get my resume together.
3-2 pitch, runner goes, there's ball 4 outside. Miss with a fastball. I do think you'd need a very attentive bench coach.
I think you're right, yes. And that's, you know, bench coach's job is to stay on top of the strategy, make sure the manager's not forgetting to get a defensive replacement ready or a pinch hitter, make sure the lineup's organized. And I would lean very heavily on mine. That's for certain.
But yeah, I think altogether you do a pretty nice job. And then when you didn't do a nice job, I'd be up here just ripping you on the microphone.
Right.
It'd be beautiful. 1-0 Padres in the bottom of the 4th. Jeremy Hefner with a visit out there to the mound. They're tracking the fans' decibel levels on the video board as that meeting at the mound was taking place. So everybody trying to get louder and louder and crank up the decibel level. First and second, one down for Will Wagner. He's singled in this game. Left-handed batter. Wagner takes a called strike. A homer by Manny Machado to lead off the inning has put the Padres on the board. And they're looking for more here in the bottom of the inning. Gavin Sheets at second. Xander Bogaerts is at first. 0-1. He shows bunt, missed it. Snap throw down to second base. One hops down there, not in time. Gavin Sheets back in there with a dive. Inning has gone homer, walk, line out, walk.
That ball had a nice big scuff on it, and I looked at Grant Holmes. He saw the scuff and threw it out. Back in my day, we knew how to use those things.
You use that to your advantage. 0-2 to Wagner. Ground ball left side. Mateo has it. Triggers to second. They get one. That's it. Ozzie was coming off across the bag and got the force out of Bogaerts. Runners at first and third now after that 6-4 put out at second base. Now Grant's got to make some pitches right here, doesn't he?
Big out there getting Wagner. He singled off him in his first at bat. Rodolfo Duran, really good defensive catcher. He's known more for his glove and his throwing. Batting just 132 on the season. So if you can take advantage of this out, you don't have to face the hot Samad Taylor on deck with men on base.
You really got to put your crosshairs on this man and get him. Limit the damage to the 1 run. First pitch is a fastball low inside correction, a slider low inside, 1-0. Duran hit into the double play back in the second inning. Braves just need one out here. Right-handed batter. 1-0. That's over for a strike. Showed him a sinker. Holmes at 70 pitches for the game. 41 strikes. 1-1 to the plate. Big lunge and a miss that time at a slider. Execute that again, you might get the strikeout. 3 strikeouts for Holmes, 2 in the first inning, 1 in the third inning. And this is the 6th batter he's faced here in the bottom of the 4th. There's 1-2 pitch, runner at first goes, pitch swung on and missed, got him with a slider. So he indeed gets that swing and miss, gets through the jam there in the 4th inning, gives up just the 1 run on the home run by Manny Machado. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Padres.
Hey, Braves fans. Snit here for Gas South. In baseball,
Vargas 1 for 3. 1-0. Vargas hits it deep to left center. This one's got some carry, and it's gone. Eldemaro Vargas gets one back. Well, you're the DH. You're supposed to be the hitter, and he's been hitting a single and a run scored in the second, and a 2-out homer in the seventh, his first of the year. That went 431 feet.
109 miles an hour off the bat. That's a momentum breaker right there.
He's the ultimate argument for the 26-man roster.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with a baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple.
Okay,
so first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
California, just a little bit of afterglow left in the western sky. Not completely dark yet, but it's getting that way. And under the lights here in San Diego. 7, 8, 9 coming up with the Braves here in the top of the fifth inning. Smith, Yastrzemski, and Mateo. Michael King, 4 innings of work so far. First pitch in there called strike. Hasn't walked anyone. He has 3 strikeouts. And he's given up 3 base hits. All 3 Braves hits have been singles. 0-1 to Dominic. A little bit low and outside with a changeup. Dominic reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Left-handed batter who's from California. 1-1 pitch. Called strike. Dominic Smith from Los Angeles. Time called by Smith. He'll take a practice swing and then calmly dig back into the box. No breeze here in the ballpark. Cool evening. They're saying it'll reach the low 60s tonight. There's the 1-2 pitch. Smith takes the ball high and outside. 2-2.
I've been a little distracted here tonight counting the airplanes we've seen landing at the airport. They fly right over center field, right in my line of view.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Dominic Smith, check swing and a ground ball to third. Manny Machado has it, shows off that impressive arm, and 1 down. It's, what'd you say, about every couple minutes there's a plane going right to left on the other side of the buildings of downtown?
I'm right around 10. Right around 10, and I can't stop counting them.
You really are counting.
Yeah, I am. You know, once it gets dark, I won't be able to see him as well. But right now, it's right. If I look over Michael King, that's the flight path for landing.
When did you start counting?
First pitch.
There's a called strike.
We used to do it in spring training right there by Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. We would actually bet on how many flights would come over, you know, during the duration of BP.
0-1 pitch. Yastrzemski hits it out towards center field. That'll be down for a base hit. Turned around a changeup. 1 hops it to Jackson, Maryland center. And a 1-out single for Yastrzemski. I have a first cousin who is a pilot, commercial pilot. His name's Philip. And we've chatted about different airports, and he told me that in the United States, the San Diego airport is one of the hardest airports to land in. And he said it's like dropping an airplane and landing it inside of a bowl. Ball a little bit low and outside. And when you're flying in here, especially if you're sitting on the left side of the plane and you have downtown San Diego, you can see people inside the skyscrapers. That's how close you feel to those buildings in downtown. Like they're just right off the edge of the wing. 1-0 pitch is fouled off by Mateo.
Yeah, I went up to Balboa Park here, the big park in the middle of San Diego, and that's actually the mountain the plane flies over.
Oh, really?
And I stood under, I have some videos I'll show you, but yeah, they're flying right over your head. It looks like you could reach up and touch them.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Mateo, good swing, fouls it straight back, clips the guide wire of the screen and down into the seats. So even the entry of the commercial jets are scenic. Everything is scenic here.
Yeah, that's right.
1-0 Padres, top of the 5th inning. Mateo's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. 1-2, he fouls back another one. Went after a slider and got a stitch of it. Only one other game taking place in Major League Baseball right now. Everything else a final. One-two from King, way outside. Cubs and Mets rained out in New York. Cubs were rained out in Chicago yesterday. And I guess it just followed them to New York, similar to what happened to us on that last road trip going from Chicago to New York. They got washed away at Citi Field tonight. Angels are hosting the Orioles. Orioles leading 5-0 in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2, Mateo with a fly ball to left field. Samad Taylor positions his body under it, makes the catch. 2 down in the top of the 5th inning and back to the top of the order.
Yeah, that rain over the past few weeks has really made for some messy schedules late in the season for a lot of major league teams. MLB is going to go through every effort to play 162. And there's only so many off days, so there's going to be a lot of extra miles logged. And we picked up a couple games on off days.
Sure did.
Just makes that last stretch run a challenge.
It's really tricky because, I mean, number one, you have to find mutual off days between the two teams. Pick off over to first base, which is really tricky if you're rained out against a team that's not in your division. You know, if it's the Phillies, the Mets, Nationals, we can just make it up with a doubleheader the next time we go. But we don't go back to Chicago to see the White Sox, but now we have to find a mutual off day, which we did, and go make up a game. Dubon wrecks one deep down the left field line, but that will go foul. Looked at deep but left of the foul pole.
The what?
Well, the corner of the building, I should say. Corner of the Western Metal Supply Company building, serving as the quote-unquote foul pole. Well, one eye and outside. So you have to come up with a mutual off day. Then you have to make sure that that off day isn't in a stretch where it would force a team to play, I think, what is it, more than 20 games consecutively? League won't let you play more than that many days in a row. And it gets really tricky finding that mutual off day that works. 1-1 over for a called strike. 1-2 on Dubon.
Yeah, I think of all the jobs in the world, that would be my least favorite job.
Scheduling?
Scheduling the whole major league slate. It's got to be a challenge.
1-0 Padres, top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Duran. Braves had a one-out single by Mike Yastrzemski, and he's still down there at first base. Having a conversation with Ty France, their first baseman. Been a good stretch lately for Dubon. Trying to keep that rolling here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch, low and outside. And for Mauricio, he has recorded a hit in 14 of his last 16 games. And he does have a hit in this game. He singled back in the first inning. Been hitting just over .310 in that span. Time requested by Dubon. Go back out of there and adjust his batting gloves and that protecting shield over his left hand. Yastrzemski can get a head start here at first base. Count runs full, 2 down. Be a good time to find a gap. There goes Yaz. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Found that sinker on the inside of his leg.
Yeah, nice job getting a piece of that one. This at bat is what Michael King's been struggling with in his last 5 starts. Non-competitive pitches. He's throwing sliders that start in the left-handed batter's box and just continue to break away from a righty. So Mauricio didn't even have to think about swinging at it. So Mauricio wins this battle. We might see those struggles continue.
There goes Yaz. 3-2 pitch. Swung onto the fly ball with some carry to it to center field. Merrill back into his left. Shy of the warning track. Opens the glove. Makes the catch. And there's the 3rd out. Braves with a 1-out single. Nothing more. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 San Diego.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Pack your bags. It's time for a road twib. In a brand new segment, we're hitting the road, and our first stop is a big one. It's Yankee Stadium. Opened in 2009, Yankee Stadium's majestic presentation reflects the iconic look of the original stadium that once stood just across the street. Make your way over to Monument Park to see a collection of plaques and retired numbers that honor both Yankee legends and baseball greats. Over at the Yankees Museum, look back at over 100 years of team history. Time to grab a bite to eat. Maybe the classic chicken bucket or the ice cream chicken bucket. Whatever your appetite, they've got something for you. But the main event is always Yankees baseball, and there's not a bad seat in the house. Sit with the bleacher creatures in right field and join in on the famous roll call. Or take your place in the judges' chambers. Action and history are at every turn, and all fans will find something to appreciate at the home of the Bronx Bombers.
Two here in the bottom of the 5th inning. In between innings on the video board, they were showing multiple NASCAR drivers who are here. They were racing here over the weekend, from what I understand. A lot of them sticking around and going to the baseball game. Samad Taylor leading it off for the Padres. This shows bunt. That's fouled off into the gear of Baldwin. 0-1 on Samad Taylor.
Have you been to a NASCAR race?
Unfortunately, I have not.
I
I'd love
either.
to go.
I've driven a NASCAR, but I've never been to an actual race.
The closest I've been is what you and I did last year in Bristol.
That's right. We walked the track. That's it.
Yeah, we did. A 1 pitch. Ground ball to third. Wrapping it in leather is Austin Riley. Sends it across and 1 down. Yeah, I'd love to go. And I don't know, maybe it's something that we work in at some point. How much later does the NASCAR season go after baseball season? Is it they pretty much overlay each other?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah. It'd be fun to mix in.
February through November. So we got a chance.
There's a chance there for us. Tatis shows bunt. Takes a ball load outside to the backstop. Yeah, because most of the races are Sundays, correct? And we're typically pretty busy on those days with a day game and some travel most likely. But yeah, maybe there'd be one that works out. That'll be fouled off by Tatis. He once again showed bunt. And a 1-1 count. Definitely a list of sporting events I'd love to get to one day if I ever took some time off or something like that. Kentucky Derby's definitely on that list. 1-1 swung on, missed. NASCAR race would be on the list. I'd love to go to Omaha, see the College World Series at some point. I know you got to play in it.
I did.
It'd be a fun event to be a part of for a few days. 1-2 now on Fernando Tatis. Here it comes from Holmes. Big chopper off the plate. Gloved by Olsen at first base. Feeds Holmes. He wins the race, and 2 down.
Yeah, I think for me, similar list to you. Also the F1 race in Monaco.
Oh, that would be awesome. Anything in Monaco would be great.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll rent a boat. You, me, and Jay Chad will pull it together, get ourselves the John boat, go park it next to those yachts.
I'm sure your wives would love that you're taking all of us rather than them. 2 down for Jackson Merrill. There's a ball inside. You're going where with who?
Yeah, you're right. I don't think that would even get off the ground.
Base is empty for Jackson Merrill. 2 down in the inning. Takes a ball low and outside. 1-0 Padres in the bottom of the 5th. The only run, a homer by Manny Machado to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Grant Holmes trying to put 5 innings in the book. 2-0 pitch and a called strike. We're telling you about Craig Stammen being the manager of the Padres in his first season. 24th manager in Padres history. There's the 2-1 pitch. And Merrill sends it foul into the seats down the left field line. 24 managers all time. Winningest manager in Padres history. Want to take a stab at it? Here a while, but he's managed at 2 other destinations.
Bob Melvin?
Not a bad guess. 2-2. Jay Chad just got it right. Bruce Bochy. Won 951 games as a manager of the Padres and then won World Series titles in San Francisco and Texas. 3-2. Fouled back again up into the third level. Still 3-2.
Yeah, this inning, Grant Holmes has been showing more changeups and curveballs. So it seems like he's made an effort tonight to use his full repertoire and to save some of his off-speed offerings for this third time through the order.
See where he goes here on the 3-2. Here it comes from the righty. And he missed up and away with a fastball. 2-out walk. And that's his 4th walk allowed. Now a base runner for Manny Machado. That homer that Machado hit in the 4th inning, 418 feet. Came off his bat at 105. And he takes a sinker low, 1 ball and no strikes. Braves have some stirring in the bullpen. 1-0 pitch. Machado takes a ball low. Didier Fuentes up and tossing. Dylan Dodd had been up and doing some light tossing as well. But just in case they're getting their arms loose. Meanwhile, this next pitch will be number 89 for Holmes. Kick off to first. Back in with a dive Merrill. Homer hit by Machado in the 4th inning, his 14th of the season. RBI number 42. Holmes brings it. And a called strike. Got a fastball over. And now time called. For Machado in his career, mentioned that he's hit almost 400 homers in his career, 383. That homer he hit in the 4th inning, the 12th homer he's hit in his career versus the Braves. It's in 52 games. 2-1 pitch, check swing, a called strike. Sinker right at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, that's a pretty pitch right there. You locate it down and into a righty like that with the movement he showed there, you're going to get a lot of ground balls to the left side.
Trying to close the door on the Padres right here. 2-2 pitch. Missed low with a changeup. So now 3-2 count. Merrill can take off here. If he walks Machado, Sheets would come to the plate. Ran at 91 pitches for the game. Set right at the letters. Merrill goes 3-2, missed way high with a fastball. Nowhere near. Back-to-back 2-out walks here in the 5th inning. Walt Weiss has his foot on the top step of the dugout.
Yeah, I think he's going to be finished here, right? Just Drake Baldwin ambling out to the mound, trying to give Didier Fuentes time to be ready.
The batter will be Gavin Sheets. And here comes Walt. Right as home plate umpire Shane Lavensparger's walking out there to the mound. So the Braves will be making the Pennington Grass Seed call to the bullpen. Looking for an easy upgrade for your lawn this season? Go with Pennington Grass Seed, the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Pennington Grass Seed, rooted in Braves.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans. And while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table. And once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 Sox right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Bryce Harper will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. That one's hit well. Out toward right center field. It is gone! Home run, Bryce Harper. First of the year. It's a 5-3 game. That was a pretty swing.
That's 11 base runners, and only 3 of them have scored. That's probably because he throws really hard. Fastball sitting 98, 99 with a good slider to go with it. Altogether, he's pitched in 22 games, 29 in the 3rd innings pitched, 34 Ks. It's been even better as a reliever and become quite a weapon out of that Braves bullpen.
Trailing 1-0. Got to find a way to get Gavin Sheets and not allow the Padres to have a 2-out rally. Taylor grounded out. Tatis grounded out, but then back-to-back walks to Merrill and Machado. And that bounces Holmes out of the game, so here's Fuentes. Righty goes to work. First pitch, check swing. That'll be sent foul on the 3rd baseline. By the way, we've had some people via text and via Twitter send me some ideas to get us to a NASCAR race.
Road trip.
And I'm kind of digging it. Get to that in a little while. 0-1. Here it is to Sheets. That'll be swung on, missed. 0-2 on Gavin Sheets. In the top of the 6th, it'll be Baldwin, Olson, and Albies. And it's up to Fuentes to get it there and maintain this 1-0 deficit. Way ahead, 0-2. Here he comes. Just missed the outside corner with a fastball coming in there at 97. Man, I love the way he pops the mitt with that fastball.
Yeah, first 2 of his outing, just 94 and 96. And getting ready fast isn't something that comes natural, especially guys that have always started.
Plants to second. 1-2. Got him swinging. Fastball 96. And it's exactly what the Braves needed. Padres strand runners at first and second. We've got to get the bats going. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 1-0 San Diego.
So the batter now will be Ryan Valade. That one in the air. Left field on its way and out of here. A no-doubter for Valade, and just like that, the Rays have a 2-0 lead. Vlade with his 4th of this season. It was hammered.
This is something that Lauers had a little bit of trouble with. Throwing that cutter in right into Vlade's bat, 109.7.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, is, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
3-2 pitches with traffic. This ball hit deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. It's a one-run game. Second deck for Hunter Goodman, his first of the year.
You get the future Hall of Famer in for Hunter Goodman. Last year's Silver Slugger, the National League as a catcher, just a rolling curveball. You hang it, Hunter Goodman's going to destroy it.
That thing went 435 feet.
Win $3,250. If you'd like to enter for your chance to win at least $1,000 from the Georgia Lottery, visit 680thefan.com/GA Lottery. Georgia Lottery, today could be the day, and hopefully it's the day for Elmo Terry. Top of the 6th inning as Drake Baldwin climbs in. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and since he came back, hit a mammoth home run with his first swing, and not much since then. First pitch on the way to Drake, and there's a called strike.
2 strikeouts today on 2 of Michael King's nastiest pitches. A changeup the first time, and then a beautiful sinker up and in the second time.
0-1 swung on, missed. Yeah, since Drake came back, he is 2 for 24 with a homer and 13 strikeouts in 5 games plus tonight. Not easy to just climb back in after a month down, is it?
Nope.
0-2 pitch. Drake swings and misses at a changeup for strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Michael King, and 3 of them versus Baldwin. That brings Matt Olson up to the plate. All right, first checking in, our good buddy down in Columbus, our very talented AA broadcaster Jack Johnson said November 8th, Miami, best track on the circuit.
Probably nice weather too.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be right after we win the World Series. There's a ball up and in. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. And then we had some folks on Twitter point out you got the Daytona 500 in February when we're going down to spring training. 1-0 pitch, called strike. That'd be a great way to start things off at spring.
Just go right for the top race, right? Is that? I believe that's the biggest race.
That's the biggest one, yeah. Maybe work on that next spring. 1-1 pitch. There's a ball low, 2-1. See, that I think your wife would let you get away with.
Yeah.
The F1 race in Monaco, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, a little different. So would you be a grandstand sort of person or an infield sort of person?
Oh, you know me, man. I want to be where the party is. There's a 2-1 pitch. That's stroked up the middle, base hit by Matt Olson. Turned around a sinker. Do you have to choose one or the other? Can you do a little bit of both?
It's funny. We're asking each other questions about
we
NASCAR.
Don't know.
We have no idea about it.
Kind of want to dip my toe in a little bit of both.
Can we phone a friend?
I want to see why not. Yeah, maybe it's something we look into. I know a lot of NASCAR fans who listen to our broadcast, and for years I've wanted to go to one of those races or multiple races and enjoy what that's about. There's a called strike on Ozzie Albies. 1-0 Padres, top of the 6th inning. James Karinchak tossing in the Braves bullpen. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball up to first on a knee. Stopped by France. Steps on first. Throws down to second. Throws in left field. Up on his feet and heading towards third base is Olson. And Matt able to make his way to third base on the bad throw down to second by Ty France. It's not like it was just a horrible throw, but you've got Olson going in, and he's such a big body to try to wrap a throw around. That actually hit the hand of Olson. And it matched left hand. He was going in feet first, and it hit the left hand of Matt and caromed off into left field. So now with 2 down and a runner at third base, a chance to at least tie the game. First pitch to Michael Harris, ball low and outside. Chance to tie the game right here. 1-0 pitch. And there's a called strike. Got a change up over. They'll give a throwing error to Ty France, but the thing is, if that doesn't hit the hand of Olson, that would have hit Xander Bogaerts right in the chest. 1-1. Shot foul right over Austin Riley. Hit the screen about 10 feet above his head. He's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, this is the guy you want in the box right now. Michael leading all of the major leagues in road batting average. Already has 1 hit here tonight, but coming into the game, 353 on the road. Pretty spectacular.
Braves down 1-0. That could change right here. 1-2 pitch. Missed tied 2-2. King, right-hander, has the runner Olson at third base in his sights, and with the third baseman Manny Machado about a mile from the bag, Olson can come about halfway down the line and try to interrupt King. 2-2. Ground ball out to first. And that's gloved back to the bag by France. Underhand toss to King. And unfortunately, the top of the 6th ends with that play. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Braves still been stonewalled to this point. We go to the bottom of the 6th.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch with the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Fuentes just the one out. Big strikeout to strand 2 runners. And now on to pitch, right-hander James Karinchak. He's pitched in 4 games at the big league level. Held righties hitless, 0 for 7. That continues his good work against righties that he started in AAA. Holding right-handers just to a 164 batting average this year. Karinchak last pitched against Milwaukee on the 20th. Did some action here in San Diego.
I've enjoyed watching him. Did some good stuff since he's come up. And now into the action here in the bottom of the 6th inning, facing Ty France. 1-0 Padres. First pitch from Karinchak, and he missed outside with a fastball. France, Bogaerts, and Wagner for the Padres in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead 1-0 on the home run by Manny Machado in the 4th inning. 1-0 from Karinchak. Popped up down the right field line, drifting back Olson into foul territory. He's there. Has it for the out, 1 down. Napa is a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. With America's largest network of parts and care, Napa has all the bases covered when it comes to your ride.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching Karinchak too. He's always entertaining when he's on the mound. I used to think he was a madman. He's always stomping around the mound, flipping the ball to himself, and he talks to himself a fair amount out there on the mound as well.
Goes to work on Bogarts. Check swing, didn't go. 1-0. Yeah, he's a personality, isn't he?
He is.
Shaking off Drake Baldwin. Bogarts, 2 walks in the game. And the 1-0 from Karinchak. Just inside with a fastball. He's the only Brave in franchise history to wear the number 00. Clean-shaven right-hander set right at the belt. And the 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike. Curveball buckled the knees. 2-1. Braves have used Holmes, Fuentes, and now Karinchak on the mound. 2-1 pitch and a high fly ball deep down the left field line. In pursuit now, Dubon into the corner and makes the catch right up against the side wall. He had gone into foul ground. And Mauricio there. Look, as long as the ball is in the field of play, Mauricio's going to go get it.
Yeah, you have confidence in him. He covers so much ground, too. And he's not a blazing fast guy, but he's so intelligent out there. He takes great routes. He knows where the ball is going without even having to think about it.
Yeah, great instincts, and there's a ball high and outside. It always feels like he's a step ahead of the action no matter where he is on the field. Left field, center field, shortstop, wherever. One-0 pitch. There's a ball low. And I'll tell you, maybe my favorite thing about Mauricio is if you ask him a question, you better be ready for an honest answer. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks in depth. And then he'll explain why he feels the way that he feels. I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good conversation with Mauricio. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Will Wagner. Takes the ball high.
Yeah, I admire that. That is a unique trait in these major league ball players. The first moment I met him in spring training at their team golf tournament, he came up to me and started chatting me up like he was trying to sell me something. I'm like, what's going on here? He's just that kind of guy.
3-0, there's a called strike. And especially for his first season with a new team. It's one thing if he had been around for a while. But he came in and it's like he'd been here for 5 years. 1-0 Padres, bottom of the 6th inning. Left-handed bat of Wagner takes all 4 high. 2-out walk. That's now 6 walks by Braves pitchers tonight. 5 by Holmes, 1 by Karinchak, and here comes Rodolfo Duran. Looking ahead to the 7th, Braves will have Riley, Smith, and Yastrzemski due up. They have trailed 1-0 since the 4th inning. This is game 1 of this series.
Looks like we have a pinch runner at first. Sung-Mun Song. I think I said that right.
Here's the pitch on the way to Rodolfo Duran. There goes Song. There's a called ball. Throw down to second base. And Song's in there. So he swipes second. Looked like a pretty good pitch by Karinchak, but it was called a ball. No. Sung-Mun Song down at second base. And the 1-0 pitch on the way to Rodolfo Duran. There's a strike. That time his fastball over.
That is going to be part of this series is the Phillies stealing bases. 4th in the league. It's their 76th stolen base, so that's part of their game.
Well, Karinchak's got to find a way to focus in on Duran and bounce the Padres out of this 6th inning. Keep Song stranded at second. Karinchak's 1-1. Missed high with a fastball. 2-1 on Duran. Like we said back in the 4th inning, this is the man when you have 2 outs, you got to get him. Don't want to face Samad Taylor and certainly don't want to face the top of the order. Righty-righty matchup. Song a lead at second. 2-1 pitch. Huge lunge and a miss at a curveball. That's a nice pitch there.
Yeah, that's a nasty curveball. That was Karinchak's trademark when he was shutting down games for the Cleveland Guardians.
See if he throws it again. 2-2. Hit the inside corner and absolutely stunned him with a fastball. That was 96 on the inside corner. Karinchak gets the strikeout, and Song left stranded at second. We're off to the top of the 7th. 1-0 Padres.
Bryce Harper will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. That one's hit well. Out toward right center field. It is gone! Home run, Bryce Harper. First of the year. It's a 5-3 game. That was a pretty swing.
Yeah, that's the way you turn on a ball.
I got to believe that felt just absolutely wonderful for Bryce Harper. He needed that.
It's only the 3rd hit in 24 at-bats, but that's 425 feet.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started cooking with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother. So that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Padres. He has turned in 6 shutout innings to this point. He surrendered 5 hits, but no runs. Now, the Braves have definitely had some opportunities. They've had 2 cracks at it with a runner at third base and could not score either time. So Austin Riley leads off at the top of the 7th. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. First pitch from King and a ball outside. Jason Adam up and tossing now for the Padres, as he's loosening his arm on the bottom bunk of that bunk bed bullpen out there. There's a 1-0 pitch. Riley takes a called strike. Visitors bullpen on top out there, isn't it?
Yes. And this is one of the few bullpens in the league that could make a claim to having a better back end than the Braves do. They got some nasty arms down there.
1-1 to Riley. Low it inside, 2 balls and a strike. That's where they've been strong this season, to the bullpen, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, second best relief ERA at 3.09. Only the Braves are better.
King swivels and fires, misses low and outside with a sinker. A run on 3 hits, 1 error for the Padres. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Braves. Braves have both of their ABS challenges remaining. Padres have 1 left. 3-1 to Riley. Good swing, fouls it back. Counted 3-2 on Austin. Braves are 0 for 4 in this game with runners in scoring position. Padres 0 for 5. "3-2 from King. And Riley smokes that up the middle, rolling across the grass in left center. Towards the gap, finally cut off by Merrill. Huge turnaround first by Riley, then slams on brakes. Well, the way that was rolling across left center, it looked like it'd be a cinch for 2 bags. But Merrill getting to it quickly, and even quicker getting it in. And a single for Riley rather than a double.
Well, you could hear the quality of contact there. Like a fastball, middle down in. Riley really quick with the barrel to get to it.
That's his second hit of the game. Dominic Smith swings and pops one up just back of short. Xander Bogaerts carrying himself back of the infield cutout makes the catch, 1 down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Runner at first, 1 out. That single by Riley came off his bat at 110 miles an hour. That's the hardest hit ball of the game. Second hardest hit ball is the single by Olsen in the 6th inning. That was 110. Riley's was 110.3. First pitch misses to Mike Yastrzemski. Braves have Dylan Lee tossing now in the bullpen. Trailing 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Yaz hit a changeup into center field in his previous at bat. 1-0 pitch, low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. King at 87 pitches. And here comes number 88 to Yastrzemski. And he swings and hits a fly ball out towards center. Merrill in and to his left makes a crumpling catch out there in center field. It's like he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to dive or stay on his feet, so he just kind of squatted down and made the catch in an awkward position out there. But an out nonetheless by their very talented center fielder.
Boy, his defense out there in center has been a big factor in this game, keeping the Braves scoreless. I mean, he is a force out there.
He's made some very impressive plays in the game. 2 down now for Jorge Mateo. Mateo grounds it foul to the third base line. Tommy Watkins gets his paws on it. Braves third base coach. He and Antoine Richardson over there at first base with their matching red shoes out there tonight. They love coordinating the shoes. 0-1 on Jorge Mateo. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've got a sellout crowd tonight. This is the Padres' 39th home game of the year, and it's their 30th sellout.
Wow.
1-1 pitch. Outside. The announced attendance tonight, 42,572. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think this was a Saturday night in San Diego. It is jam-packed on a Monday.
I tell you, as a player, you love that. You love the atmosphere that creates.
Padres leading 1-0 in the 7th. 2-1 pitch. Mateo pops it up towards right, down the line, racing that way Tatis into foul ground, and that's on the other side of the sidewall. Caught by a fan down there. 2-2 on Mateo.
And the most amazing thing to me is how crowded the berm is out there in right center. It's shoulder to shoulder out there, blanket to blanket.
Yeah, those people out there on the hill in Gallagher Square are actually watching a television screen that's on the back of the batter's eye. And they can, of course, look in and see the game. You have to buy a ticket to be out there. And also the television screen is in play. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup. So the Braves had a leadoff single, and then it goes pop out, fly out, strike out, and nothing doing here. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by the Warrior Lats. The Warrior Lats is stepping up at the plate to help Warriors navigate to success after military service. Visit thewarriorlats.org to learn more. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Padres.
What up, Braves fans?
Chris Sale's 10th start of the season was a beauty. He goes 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, and he is in line for his first win against the Marlins.
An outstanding outing tonight by Trey Savage. 6 innings, 2 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 8, kept the Yankees off the scoreboard.
11 strikeouts from Kyle Harrison.
Matching a career-long outing for Kyle Harrison and a dominant 2-hit shutout for the left-hander. Wow.
Outman over. Outman with the dive. Superman. Hit-saving play by James Outman.
Ryan drops his glove on the mound and gives James Outman a standing ovation.
First pitch of the game. The pitcher hits it out. A living, breathing statue. Shohei Ohtani.
You just don't dare take your eyes off of him.
It's a walking history book.
It's ridiculous what he does.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
It would be led to believe that Michael King's night is over. He was shaking hands with his teammates after coming off the field at the top of the inning as he put together 7 shutout innings. Samad Taylor leads off for the Padres. First pitch on the way from Karinchak. That swung on and sent foul into the seats down the right field line. So if that's the case, in the top of the inning, we're going to see that really tough bullpen that you mentioned. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Samad Taylor takes a called strike. And their bullpen has been just as good as the Braves when it comes to even 1-run lead, slamming the door late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mason Miller, the best closer in the game, near unhittable. And Jason Adam, just maybe 1 tick below Mason Miller. He's probably who we'll see in the 8th.
Here's Karinchak's 0-2 pitch to Samad Taylor. Long pause. Now he deals. And a fly ball hit pretty well towards right center field. Yastrzemski going to go back. And he'll make the catch over the shoulder in deep right center. 1 out in the 7th. The average baseball game has 9 innings. And that means 9 chances to put the original Louisiana hot sauce on all your favorite ballpark eats. Hot dogs, wings, nachos. They're all tastier with the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some. So you got to be careful reading that ad when we're out here on the West Coast, because people listening back home, all of a sudden they want a midnight snack. Started talking about nachos and hot sauce. Sounds pretty good. Pitch misses there to Fernando Tatis.
I beg your pardon. Jason Adams sat down. Adrian Morahone warming up. Just a lefty that throws 100. No big deal.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way to Tatis. He swings and misses at a curveball. Braves will have the top of the order due up in the top of the 8th. Dubon, Baldwin, and Olson. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to the left side, backhanded by Mateo. Plants and throws. What a fastball. That's in time and perfectly accurate. And 2 down in the inning.
I think if Mateo ever gets tired of making that look easy, he should jump on the pitcher's mound, man. That is a strong right arm.
Look, anything to short, and you anticipate him cutting one loose, it puts you on the edge of your seat. But especially when he's going to his right to backhand and knowing it's a very long throw and it's on a straight line all the way across.
That's a thing of beauty.
It is. That'll be it for Karinchak. Walt Weiss out.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Where are you from?
Chicago. 1 ball, 1 strike to Listad. And he lines one into left field. That's going to drop in front of Bo Jackson. Nielsen around third, coming to the plate. Goal! And Bo throws him out.
Good work from him. Dylan Dodd on trying to get this last out of the 7th inning against lefty Jackson Merrill. Dylan has pitched in 12 games thus far, scoring a 2.08 ERA. He did not pitch in the last series, did pitch 2 innings in his last outing.
Left on left versus Jackson Merrill, who's over 2 with a walk. Merrill takes a strike on the outside corner. You'll look at the box score of this game to this point. What will draw your attention is the 1 run, of course, the homer by Machado. But one of the biggest reasons that the Braves haven't scored, not just Michael King, but the defense of this man, Jackson Merrill. A 1 pitch fouled back, 0-2. I'd say at least 2 catches made that could have shifted the game the other way. Instead, were outs for the Padres.
Yeah, he's not hitting the way he wants, but he still affects the game out there in the field.
The 0-2 from Dodd. It's the outside corner with a sinker.
Yeah, we went through that phase in the early teens where it was, we just want the guys that can hit home runs. And now the value of defense is a priority for teams. And I love it. Makes for better baseball.
1-2 just missed. Showed him a sinker, 2-2. Yeah, I agree. We got 2 really talented center fielders in this series between Michael Harris for the Braves and Jackson Merrill for the Padres. Dodd trying to put him away. 2-2. That'll be fouled back just to touch the sinker. If Merrill reaches, then Machado would come to the plate. Two-two. Is tied 3-2. For the Padres, they haven't had a hit since that home run since Machado. It was in the 4th inning. 3-2 from Dodd. And he gets him looking at a sinker that shaved the outside corner. And Merrill questions Lavensparger, but he nods and says, no, that was strike 3. That into the bottom of the 7th. We're off to the...
How do you go from a wonder of the ancient world to the modern-day world champs through the Civil War, cricket, and a mythological origin story? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
During the offseason of 1888 to 1889, Spalding took a group of big leaguers on the first worldwide barnstorming tour.
At first it was only supposed to be to Australia, but on his way there he's like, no, why stop there?
This is Spalding.
Yes,
you look at the Spalding, you're like, wait a second, now this is the backstory. Okay, this is great.
Stops included New Zealand, Italy, France, England, and even Egypt, where they played in front of the pyramids.
Did they water the field or
They
something?
did not.
You hit a ground ball and it just goes...
Right, exactly.
And the ball-playing tourists posed for this photo with the Great Sphinx.
How much does a ticket on the Sphinx cost?
Too much, too much.
Spalding's contributions to baseball history don't end there.
Do you know the story of Doubleday and the invention of baseball.
Please
tell us.
Enlighten us.
When a 71-year-old mining engineer and Cooperstown native came forward, claiming that he watched a future Union general, Abner Doubleday, invent baseball in central New York State in 1839, baseball officially had a birthplace in Cooperstown.
If I'm in the presence of this baseball right here, does it like give you powers to become a better baseball player?
And whether it's the World Series or the wonders of the ancient world, there's no debating that baseball connects us all.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Troubling him. Didn't even have to worry about it today. On to relieve him, a nasty lefty, Adrian Morejon. 27-year-old has a surprisingly high ERA of 3.69. Seeing as he's throwing 100-mile-an-hour sinkers, ranks among the league leaders in velocity, ground ball rate, whiff rate, all the good stuff. But he has had a few blow-up outings that inflate that ERA.
Facing the top of the Braves order here in the top of the 8th, Dubon, Baldwin, and Olson. Morejon's first pitch, and a called strike. Slider 89 from this left-hander. A 1 pitch. And a swing and a miss by Dubon over the top of a changeup. Mauricio's been on base once. He singled back in the first inning. Since then, a ground out and a fly out. Morejon straightens. Dubon stares him down. 0-2 pitch, a lunge and a miss, and a changeup for strike 3. Made quick work of Mauricio with a slider and 2 changeups. 1 out of the 8th inning. Hey, Atlanta, it's the little things we do together that can make a big difference. Atlanta area Chick-fil-A restaurants are teaming up with the Atlanta Braves Foundation on the Home Plate Project to help fight food insecurity for families in need. Show your support by visiting braves.com/homeplate to learn more about food distributions in your area. Drake Baldwin takes the first pitch strike. Another slider.
It's not even fair. I mentioned he's throwing 100-mile-an-hour sinkers, and Mauricio didn't even see one of them.
All changeups and sliders to this point. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Baldwin. Going outside with a slider. It's eventually going to click for Drake. We mentioned his struggle since coming back from the IL. We know how hot he can be and what a difference maker he can be. 1-1 zips over a sinker at 100 for a strike.
This could be a good guy for Drake to get back on track. He's batting .295 off left-handers this year. Shockingly good number for him.
1-2 pitch. Up and in. I mean, just about knocked him down. Somehow Drake limboed out of the way of that 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Boy, that's scary.
That was a bow tie. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Drake Baldwin. Here it is for Morejon. And Drake gets a piece of a slider, fouled it off the gear of catcher Rodolfo Duran.
Give Drake credit for even taking a swing at that. You see the last one coming right for your head, and then he starts a slider in a similar spot. Drake with the presence to fire off a swing and foul it off.
Bases empty, 1 down. Braves trailing 1-0 in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. And Baldwin takes a called third strike. Sinker at 100 on the black. Back-to-back strikeouts by Morejon.
This isn't a team you want to get into a bullpen fight with. Got a lot of horses down there. Got to get a lead early.
Yeah, because they will shorten the game, man. Very high caliber arms at the back end. There's Matt Olson. First pitch to Matt is a ball high. The only run of the game, a homer by Machado in the 4th inning. Padres only have 3 hits. Braves have 6, but no runs. 1-0 to Olson. Missed the inside corner with a slider. Now hitters count for Matt Olson. Matt with One hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Also reached on a fielder's choice. 2-0 pitch. And he swings at a ground ball to first base. Backhanded by France. Underhand toss to Morejon. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 for the third time in 8 innings. Shut out through 8. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Padres.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker.
And here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting.
And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Joining us tonight celebrating the Yoshi bobblehead. It's time now for the start.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards, and I know.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Fourth inning. That came off Grant Holmes, and that's been it. Brilliant pitching by both sides, but the Padres getting that one tally. And now Dylan Dodd hoping for a clean bottom of the 8th and see if the Braves can do something in the 9th inning. Bottom of the 8th is the Yanmar strike out the side inning. And if the Braves strike out the side here in the bottom of the 8th, our contestant Eric Covert will be the winner of a brand new Yanmar ZTR. Here comes the first pitch from Dodd. And a ground ball fouled on the third base line. Enter all season long by going to braves.com/Yanmar for your chance to win a Yanmar ZTR. You'll also be entered for a grand prize tractor drawing at the end of the season. Yanmar, built together, backed longer. Mason Miller getting ready in the bullpen for the Padres. 0-1 pitch, low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Machado. Miguel Andujar is on deck right now for the Padres. He'd be pinch hitting for Gavin Sheets. Lefty Dodd set right at the belt. 1-1 to the plate. Missed low of the cutter. In the 9th, the Braves will have Albies, Harris, and Riley due up. Two 2-1 from Dodd. Fouled back. Made a vicious swing there. Braves have been shut out 5 times this year. Trying to avoid that. More than anything, keep their hopes alive for winning the game. Two to Machado. Missed low of the cutter.
Dylan's been really good here this year, but especially tough on righties. Just 3 hits and 33 at-bats for right-handers.
Kicks and deals. 3-2 is sent foul. That lands in the second deck just to our right in front of the press box. Dodd came along last inning, struck out Jackson Merrill. And now facing the Padres 3-4-5 hitters in the 8th inning. This is the only game remaining in Major League Baseball. Everything else either postponed or a final. Again the 3-2. Spoiled foul again over to our right. Good catch made by a fan. Appreciate you staying up late with us tonight alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. It's game one of this road trip for the Braves. Trailing 1-0 in the eighth. 3-2 pitch, pulled down the left field line, and that's a fair ball, barely, right on the line. That rattles the corner. Up with it, Dubon. It'll be 2 bases for Machado. Third time he's been on base in this game, a double, a walk, and a homer. This is the kind of game he's been searching for some time.
Yeah, nice swing there, keeping it fair down the left field line. It's like a cutter down and into him. He's such a dangerous hitter. I don't believe those numbers that he's compiled this year. He's too talented to be hitting under 200.
And that's the first thing that jumps out to me when we're preparing for this series, and I'm looking at all these bad numbers as a team for the Padres. But what jumps off the page more than anything was the 179 average for Machado.
Yeah.
I know that's not even real. Certainly a better hitter than that, and he's proven that tonight. There's a ground ball foul by Andujar. Rather, yeah, that is Andujar. Still had Gavin Sheets on the video board, but it is Andujar. Pinch hitting for Sheets. Lefty-righty matchup. Dodd to the plate. He swings and skies it foul into the seats down the first base line. Phillies lost to the Nationals 4-1. Marlins lost to the Rangers 4-3. Mets were rained out versus the Cubs. Here it's a 1-0 lead for the Padres in the bottom of the eighth. Dodd a glance to second. Kicks the leg, 0-2, swung on, fouled back. And that took a bite out of Shane Livensparger.
Got him right in the coconut, it looked like.
Drake Baldwin going to walk halfway to the mound and throw Dodd a new ball and give Shane a little bit more time back behind the plate, put the mask on, and start seeing straight again. Andujar, a .253 hitter. Does have 5 home runs this season. The 0-2 from Dodd. And he gets the swing and miss on a cutter for strike 3. That was tipped into the mid. 1 out in the 8th inning.
And that pitch is why Dillon is tough on righties. I mentioned, well, Manny got a hit off him, so now 4 for 34, but Dillon doing a great job against righties in his career. I'd love to see him add a sweepy breaking ball to dominate lefties the same way.
1 out for Ty France. France swings and tips one into the mid. If he were to do that and be even more effective versus lefties, what's the limit for him out of the bullpen?
I don't see one.
Yeah.
He's got a really unique sinker that doesn't sink. It really rides nicely through the zone, so it's unorthodox.
France is 0 for 3, and he chases high heat and misses 0-2.
Josh Hader made a pretty nice career out of sinkers that don't sink, and you keep that up at the top of the zone. You pair that with a cutter. It's tougher on righties than it is on lefties.
Runner at second, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Dodd fires. Missed inside with a sinker. A sellout crowd for game 1 of this series. Game 2 tomorrow night will be a 9:40 Eastern first pitch. 6:40 here locally, and that'll be J.R. Ritchie on the mound for the Braves. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves have used Holmes, Fuentes, Karinchak, and Dodd on the mound in this game. And are trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Manny Machado takes his lead at second. Dodd's 2-2 pitch, and that's popped up. Will it stay in play? First base side and foul ground. Olsen to the sidewall, out of room. That lands 4 rows deep. Just out of the reach of Matt Olson. Still a 2-2 count on Ty France. spins the 2-2 and lifted again towards foul territory down the right field line. Olsen and Yastrzemski give it a look, but that's about a dozen rows back.
So we got an earlier game tomorrow.
Slightly earlier, yeah.
Still going to have time for some tacos?
There's always time for tacos.
I think we're going to have to go find some.
In this town? Yeah, we'll go find some tomorrow. Hopefully we can also find some runs tomorrow. Hopefully we can find some in the 9th inning tonight. Been looking high and low for them. Again the 2-2 and a ground ball foul to the third baseline. Yeah, this is the city to get out of your hotel room as much as you can.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the beautiful weather. Just need some winds to go along with it. It's been a beautiful day, beautiful evening. Big crowd, just need a comeback win. There's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up on the right side of the infield. Matt Olson looking up into the California night. Drifting back into shallow right, makes the catch and 2 away. Now Jeremy Hefner going to walk out there to the mound. He'll go into a jog out there. But we've been talking about the month of June, how it's just kind of been up and down for the Braves. And you're just looking for the team to go on a stretch like they did in April and May, where they reel off a bunch of wins in a row and blow this haze away that's been hanging around the team for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, just thought of something. We were talking about tacos. San Diego bullpen, they have a little garden out there, and they grow hot peppers out there in the garden bed behind the bullpens.
Is that right?
And then the players actually tend to it. We got a couple of those peppers, this is probably 8-10 years ago now. And I'm hoping they still carry on the tradition.
So will the grounds crew tend to it when the team's on the road?
Yeah, they'll water it for them. Those guys were proud of it.
Two down for Xander Bogaerts. Machado a lead at second. There's a ball low and in. I remember reading the late Jerry Remy's book, who of course played in the big leagues and broadcasted several years for the Red Sox, and talked about how for a time, I want to say in the 70s or 80s, the Red Sox relievers they're growing tomatoes in the bullpen at Fenway.
At Fenway?
Uh-huh. It was in his book anyway.
I think they had the real estate for that.
1-0 pitch. There's a called strike. There's not a whole lot of room for anything else.
It's not even enough room for two guys to warm up at the same time. Let alone grow a nice beefsteak.
1-0 San Diego, bottom of the 8th. Dodd deals. Check swing. He went 1-2. There was the cutter by Dillon. Again, the Braves in the 9th will have the middle 3 due up versus Mason Miller. And it's up to Dodd to keep it a 1-run deficit. Glance to second and the 1-2. Missed the inside corner with a cutter. Not a bad idea. He's got the check swing on that last cutter. So where does he go here? 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Dodd, he's been out there since the 7th. Got the final out of the 7th. This will be his 32nd pitch. 2-2 and a ground ball foul right behind the heels of third base coach Bob Henley. David Macias, their first base coach, across the way. Dodd gives the rosin bag a squeeze. Black glove tucked up against his hip. Now raises it up on top of his right shoulder. Now set right at the belt. 2-2 pitch. Low it inside with a cutter. He's run it full. And if Bogaerts reaches, then Sung Mun Song would come to the plate. The sellout crowd knows how big that run at second is. Well, time called by Drake Baldwin. The only run of the game, the homer by Machado in the 4th inning. He doubled to lead off this inning. And he's out there at second looking for a lift home. The 3-2 from Dylan Dodd, and he bounced it. Good job by Baldwin to keep it from going to the backstop, but that bounced about 6 feet in front of the plate. 2-out walk. Bogart's down to first base. Third time that he's walked in the game. It's now 7 walks by Braves pitchers.
Yikes. Something I just picked up on the last 2 pitches. Manny Machado, former teammate of mine, is very adept at second base at picking out pitch grips in the pitcher's glove and then relaying those to the hitter. And he was studying Dylan Dodd's glove very closely. And I don't know if that's what the Jeremy Hefner mound visit was about, but that mound visit didn't really stick out, have a good reason to me.
Yeah, that adds up, actually. Now Jace Bowen, a pinch hitter, up to the plate. Takes the ball high. Bowen pinch hitting for Song. Bowen is a 111 hitter. No homers. Does have 3 hits and 27 at bats. All 3 hits have been singles. Pitch to Bowen. And he missed with a sinker. 2 balls and no strikes. First and second, 2 down. Dodd spins it, and there's a cutter for a called strike. Bowen is the 3rd Padre to bat in the 7th slot of the order tonight. There's the 2-1 pitch. That's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will Wagner got the start batting 7th. He singled and reached on a fielder's choice. Then he also walked. That's when they brought along Song to pinch run. And now it's Jace Bowen pinch hitting. Bowen, right-handed batter. High brown socks up over the knees. Waggling his bat behind his right ear. And the 2-2 pitch on the way from Dodd. And he struck him out with a sinker. Swung on, missed, went up the ladder. And the Padres ran runners at first and second. But the final opportunity is coming up for the Braves. We go to the 9th, 1-0 Padres.
Nothing is quite as American as supporting the home team. At Quick Creek, it's what we've been doing for over...
Pitching. Oh, there's the volley floater, and it falls back. And listen to the crowd. And he says, all right, maybe I'll do it again. Yeah, here it is. Look at it. And he fouled it again. And Munson takes the catch. And Tony Hawk throws his hands in the air. And listen to this crowd go wild.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game, these games, all the games, pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time, because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Save opportunities this season and hasn't given up an extra base hit since August 5th of 2025.
You don't get the nickname the Reaper by throwing 92.
That's 50 games. He hasn't given up an extra base hit. That's
unbelievable.
Bonkers.
Leading the league in saves with 20. Jace Bowen remains in the game and goes to right field. Well, the other change in a moment. Here's the first pitch to Ozzie Albies, and there's a called strike. That was a fastball at 101. So Bowen stays in the game, goes to right. Fernando Tatis has moved from right field to second base. So those are the changes at second and in right. Here's the 0-1 pitch all the way from Miller. Ozzie takes the ball outside. It was Ozzie who was the hero a couple of days ago against the Brewers, lifting the Braves to that sudden victory in Game 2 on Saturday with a walk-off homer. 1-1 pitch. Albee swings and misses at a slider.
The Braves are about as well prepared as you can be for Mason Miller, having faced Jacob Misiorowski just a couple nights ago.
The bat should be tuned up still for that heat at 101. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball towards left field, but right in line with it is Samad Taylor. Catch is made about 10 feet shy of the warning track. That was a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. And I say tuned up for that, I guess as much as you can be, because it's so hard to catch up to that. But you're right, that's a good point. You just saw a guy throwing that hard.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of practice at hitting 102. But the Braves, they battled Misiorowski a couple nights ago, and so that's about as good a prep as you could find in the major leagues for Mason Miller.
One out for Michael Harris, trailing 1-0. First pitch to Harris, over for a called strike. The only guys in the starting lineup who have ever faced Miller, Dubon and Yastrzemski. 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss at a slider down in the dirt. For the rest of these guys, they're seeing Miller for the first time. One nothing Padres, top of the ninth. Base is empty, one out. 0-2 to Michael Harris. And pulled foul over into the Padre dugout. Turned on the slider. Still 0-2.
And just to illustrate how dominant Miller's been, 61 strikeouts in 31 innings pitched. So just a tick under 2 strikeouts per inning.
0-2 pitch. Swung on, missed. 103-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. And 2 down in the ninth. So that's now 62 strikeouts of the 120 batters he's faced this season. That is wild. It's in the hands of Austin Riley. First pitch to Austin. There's a hit. Fly ball out towards center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Looping liner out there to center field. So Austin's aboard. It's a 2-out single. Well, Dominic Smith, and man, against the guy throwing 103, you just choke, poke, and hope.
And he's well practiced at that. Great 2-strike approach.
Eli White now pinch running for Austin Riley. So the Braves have their best speedster out there at first base. So here's Dominic Smith. Dominic has never faced Mason Miller. Tying run at first. Good lead at first base by Eli White. First pitch from Miller. All high and outside. This with a fastball at 100. Dominic 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice, a ground out and a pop out in this game. And with the Braves down to their final out, trying to find some way to keep the game alive. There goes Eli. Now he bluffs, pitches high, no throw down as Eli goes back to first base. It was a big bluff over there as he took off and then slammed on brakes, just didn't like it.
You can't risk getting caught stealing. Rodolfo Duran throws very well. You have to be confident in your jump.
The 2-0 pitch. He swings and misses at a fastball. Sellout crowd of 42,572 has been rowdy all night. Padres leading 1-0. There goes Eli. 2-1 pitch, check swing, throw down to second base, and that is not in time. Stolen base by Eli White. Now the Braves have the tying run in scoring position. Well, they're down to their final out and down to their final swing. It's a 2-2 count. And to correct the scoreboard, which displayed 3-1. It is 2-2. And they correct that. Braves down to their final breath, looking for a base hit to tie the game. 2-2 to Dominic Smith. Low and away with a slider. If he walks Dominic, Mike Yastrzemski would come to the plate. Dominic trying to shorten up, put the ball in play, and hope to find a hole. Miller's 3-2. Smith swings and sends it foul into the seats along the third baseline.
And as we expected, Dom Smith is going with the no step, keeping both feet planted, just trying to make contact.
Tying run at second. Eli ready to run on contact. Base hit should tie the game. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Check swing. The appeal did not go. Laid off a slider. So it's a 2-out walk, and the go-ahead run is at first base, and the tying run at second for Mike Yastrzemski. Mike has seen Mason Miller once in his career, and he walked. And now Manny Machado going to walk to the mound. So is Rodolfo Duran. And now the rest of the infielders. So this will be a players-only meeting, it appears.
Yeah.
Now here comes Ruben Niebla. He's the pitching coach for the Padres. So the entire team already there. Now Niebla going to walk his way out there.
It's a Manny mound visit. I've seen those before. Pitching coaches don't necessarily love it, right? Because they're very strategic about when they use those. And so Niebla felt obligated to get out there and get a word in.
So when you were with Baltimore, he would do that?
Oh, yeah.
Call his own meeting at the mound.
He would.
Runners at first and second, 2 down, as we're in the top of the 9th inning. The Braves have gone 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position in this game. They've threatened multiple times, but have not been able to break through. Now trying to do that here. First pitch to Yaz. He swings and misses at a slider in the dirt. That walk to Dominic Smith, the first walk of the night by a Padre pitcher. They got 7 shutout innings out of Michael King. And Adrian Morejon with a shutout 8th, and now Mason Miller on, looking for one more out here in the 9th. Braves trying to spoil the party here in San Diego. And the 0-1. Check swing. It's a strike. 0-2. Back-to-back sliders from Miller to Yastrzemski.
That slider has so much movement to it. I would call it a hard curveball. I mean, it's breaking from Yastrzemski's chest down to the ground. And at 87, 88, that's just a really good curveball. We can call it a slider, though.
It's nasty. That's what I'd call it. 0-2 for Yastrzemski. Here it comes. It's fouled back, keeping the Braves alive. Rowdy Tellez is on deck. If Yaz can reach, then Rowdy would be pinch hitting for Jorge Mateo. So many times this season, this team has been pushed to their final out, sometimes their final swing. And they've found a way before. Looking to find a way here tonight. The 0-2 on a called third strike. This will be challenged by Yaz. So hold your horses right now and see what the ABS tells us. Verdict of the ABS is it is a strike, and that's the ball game. And the 9th inning, just like so many other innings prior, where the Braves had men in scoring position and threatened, just couldn't get over the hump. And the Braves shut out for the 6th time this season, and all the Padres needed was a home run by Manny Machado. For the Braves in the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. Final score, Padres 1, Braves nothing. Back with the totals after this.